This lesson is adding the error message property to the required attribute. The objectives for this lesson are to add your own error message and use placeholders in that error message. Let's just dive right into our first demo and add the error message property to the required attribute. Open the product class and locate the required above the name property. Put in a parenthesis and then type in error message, and you should find in the IntelliSense error message equals. Go ahead and hit tab, put in double quotes, and then you can type in what you want, such as name must be filled in. Very simple. If we now run this, remember I haven't changed anything in the program.cs. The entity is still with all these empty ones. But if we go ahead and run this now, you can see it now says name must be filled in. So I've overridden that default message, which you can see there below on the product number field is required, the color field is required. I changed this one. Now you saw that I hard-coded the name in that error message. Let's take that out and use placeholders in the error message property instead. As I mentioned before, we don't need to hard code the property name because when you use a 0, it will take that property name by default. So let's go ahead and try this out, and we should get the exact same example we had before. Do you know why you should subscribe to YouTube channels? You'll get notifications when new videos appear. You'll get recommendations for related channels. It helps the channel grow, which allows me to create more videos for you. It helps attract others to my channel. Your like helps others find videos that are good. So please take the time to like and subscribe to my channel, Paul.About. And now, just to finish out this, let's go ahead and add the error message property to all the required attributes in our product class. So take the same required message that I did there and put it above product number and also put it above color. So now we've overridden that default error message on every single required attribute that we have in our product class. So again, with these values here all empty, when we run this, we now get our own error message instead of the default ones coming from Microsoft. On the required attribute, there is one additional property that we can set. You may wish to allow empty strings, but not nulls. So there is a property that we can set to do that. Let's take a look. Go to the required attribute above name and start typing in allow, and then you'll see in the IntelliSense again, allow empty strings. And if we set it to true, then we put a comma. So that separates our two properties that we're setting within that required class. Now, when we run this, you can see we no longer get name must be filled in because it is now allowing an empty string for the name property. If we change that to null, then we would get that error message back. In this lesson, we overrode the built-in error message on the required attribute. We learned to use placeholders in the error message, and we even learned to allow empty strings. By the way, off camera, I went ahead and removed that allow empty strings because I don't want to use it in this particular course. Coming up next, how the display attribute changes the error message.